my question is this. This is about customer orientation, and this comparison with China is inevitable in various discussions. Since 2009, India has fallen from 49th position to 60th in global competitiveness. It's 31 places lower than China. Now, one of the factors, very insignificant in terms of calculation, but important nonetheless, is the extent of customer orientation. In the last 4 years, we have fallen by 29 places on customer orientation, and it has always been a reason for lag for dragging the overall competitiveness down. Do you see that, as I said, in the last 3 years, customer orientation, it wasn't too good at any point of time, but there was consciousness. However, it's going down now. What would you consider as the reason and why?
I'm puzzled by that, okay? Because when you say customer orientation, my thought naturally moves to more the private sector than the public and government space, okay? And I don't know whether there's been such a sharp fall in customer orientation in our private sector. I have not seen evidence of it, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Therefore, I'm puzzled. I think what we've seen in the last 4 years is a very sharp deterioration in the business environment, in the context, which has been shaped largely by government policies, blah, blah, blah. So that has deteriorated sharply, but I don't know that I would agree with this survey, but I just don't understand, okay? And, yeah.
Okay. Thank you that I got the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Like the other 20-year-old boy, I had many things to say, but I'm not going to say that. Just a question. I was also mentored by Ravi Venkatesh. The question is, so you talked about the social venture which you have started and going to continue. Pune also. There is this thing about, there are 3 letters like profit, people and planet. So are we also looking at the planet part of it? Because that seems to be neglected not only in India, rest of the world also, heavily because profit takes the priority and probably people next. And as a leader, probably India could take that route also to ensure that many of these ventures are conscious about the requirements of the planet.
It's a great point that you make. That's not our mission. Our central mission is actually to get people like you and many of you in this room, more engaged in some of these important causes. So I'm not taking away anything from the importance of the planet. But I have also a feeling if we don't take care of our people, they are unlikely to take care of the planet. Okay? So while I think there's actually a sequence. If you don't treat your employees well, they're unlikely to treat their customers well. And it's the same thing. So I think a lot of the damage that is done to the environment is actually because we haven't done a good job taking care of our own people.
Can I add on something to that? You said that we are getting world-class education into India, world-class healthcare in India. 2 important things which have happened. This education, world-class education is not reaching the poor people. The world-class healthcare is not reaching the poor people. People from America and all are coming into India, and we are inviting biomedical waste, what she said about the planet.
Yeah.
We are not catering, we are getting a lot of things from outside into India. But how much are we thinking? We've gone up in waste, we have generated biomedical waste, our industrial waste and all. And we are not looking at India from the point of view of agriculture.
Sure.
Agriculture, which was our strength. So how do you look at it? I mean, even McDonald's or somebody could think of creating a climate or an environment to grow the product, and McDonald's thought of reaching a burger to an ordinary child with its happy price menu.
Every problem that you talk about, first of all, I think there are 3 points here. Every problem you talk about is also a business opportunity. E-waste, getting rid of it, managing it, life cycle things is an opportunity for someone. So if you create an enabling policy environment, somebody is going to go build a successful business to take care of the problem. Okay, so and that's the way I think we should think. Number 2, everything that's truly world class in India is expensive. In fact, I'm working on a piece on what is the difference between a developed country and a poor country. Because I go to Sweden 5 times a year. To me, it's not utopian, but it's a society that works really well, much better than America. Okay? And one of the differences, to your point, is in a rich country, even the rich use public services. Okay? So if you fall sick there, you go to the government hospital because the best doctor's there. Mayor Bloomberg will get on the subway because it's the best and fastest way to reach his office. In poor country, even the poor will not use the public service because they will send their kid to the private school or whatever. So one of the things that we have to do is figure out how to deliver these public services at good quality so even the rich will do it. Okay, so that's a big mindset shift. Okay, away from the ration shop and the PDS, and substandard stuff for the poor and good stuff for us. So we have to do that across the board in all our services. I think we're running out of time.
Yeah.
I will hang around for a little while in case anybody wants to chat.
The point is, Ravi, it is such an exciting subject, and you are so articulate in putting forward ideas and innovation. There are lots of questions which have still not been answered. I'm conscious of it. But ladies and gentlemen, let's stick to time. He's here. Take questions offline. Meet him now if you want to. And later on, email him. Thank you very much for your interest, for your participation. And thank you, Ravi, very much for having come here.
Thank you, Mr. Krishnan and Mr. Ravi Venkateshan. I invite Vasu to come here and felicitate Mr. Ravi Venkateshan. Vasu is currently working as a senior director with Entercom, and he is a very passionate reader. He helps us a lot in terms of as honorary secretary of the book club. And in fact, Vasu was quite instrumental in getting Mr. Ravi Venkateshan because he followed up with Ravi Venkateshan so much. एक बार मुझे लगा कि वासु ने ललिता के लिए भी इतना फॉलो अप नहीं किया. Lalita is his wife. She is also an avid reader. She is here, and it was about last year that we connected with Ravi. And then thank you to your this crook tenant and the Indian judicial system that you were able to visit Pune. Just a lighter comment. From chairs too.
Well, friends, it's my proud privilege to propose a formal vote of thanks. Like Manish mentioned, it's almost a year since we first started corresponding with Ravi. I still remember reading this book sitting in the Club Mahindra resort in Coorg last June. That's when we reached out to you. So it's been almost a year now. He is a busy person, so it's been, and actually between then and now, he's been doing a book tour in the US. And I have keenly followed his book tour on Facebook and seen how well his book has been received all over, especially in Harvard, I think, right, where you did a lot of alumni network kind of events. So it's really a very proud day for us today, and I'd like to thank Ravi for taking time out and physically being here. We had decided, Manish and me, that we will not do this book release without him in the room, which is why we waited for so long. We've also done some books without the authors in the room. But this one we said, because he told me that he has a house in Pune, so we knew that someday he's going to come here. So we decided to wait, and that's why we are here today. Thanks, Ravi. Thanks very much. Really appreciate it. I'd like to thank all of you who have, on a Wednesday morning, mid-week, you have taken time off to be here. I know all of you are busy people, and I know you are keen to go back to your work. I am too. Thank you very much. Lastly, I'd like to thank BDB, that is Manish and Mr. Krishnan, for continuing to sponsor us and for continuing to inspire us to read more. Thank you very much.